they were a laxative, they'd be so powerful you could stand on your head and on the ceiling.
That position would not only be unavailing, but also undignified.
What's up, everyone?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Well, excuse me. Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse. This is your biker news for this morning. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty damn good. The Daytona 500 is rocking. Gonna be going on today. Man, did you see the field? My money is on Joe Nemechek or Jimmy Johnson. What about you guys? It's Jimmy Johnson's last year as a full-time driver. Me, I'm huge into racing. I'll actually be doing some coverage at the Speedway this year, covering local short track type of stuff because it's a rockin' freaking sport, man. This morning, we got some good news as far as motorcycle profiling coming out of Alabama from Biker Dad. He had an article that just came out saying an Alabama congressman or congressman wannabe will be supporting the motorcycle rights against profiling. Also, it seems Michigan got it all wrong in the article that they did. We'll take a look at that. That has to do with the Hells Angels moving into Michigan. They got it quite wrong, okay? Quite wrong. They're like all guessing where everything's going to be. But I'll fill in on that too. And a very, very sad story at the back end of this show. That little girl in South Carolina was found deceased, and that just broke my heart. We live in the craziest times right now. People are just plain and simple animals. That's what I gotta say. Plain and simple animals. How in the hell has this country got like that where you're gonna hurt a 6-year-old girl or any kid for that matter? Unreal. Hope the dude burns to death or something when he goes to hell. He deserves it. Anyway, we're going to take a quick look at our first story. We go. Biker Dad. If you guys haven't seen his website, it is freaking awesome. He does a lot of reporting when it comes to the biker scene. All the good stuff, man. All the good stuff. He always stays positive. But anyway, an Alabama congressman vows to support biker profiling resolution. Okay, I don't want to talk about the coronavirus. By Chris Best. Saraland, Alabama. As many as half of all motorcycle riders say they've been unfairly profiled because of their passion for riding. That's according to a 2016 National Motorcycle Profiling Project. That is Double D's website, and he does a lot for the profiling. You got to give him a hand for all the work that he puts in. Bikers have been pushing for a U.S. House of Representatives resolution to fight such profiling. Now, for the first time, an Alabama Congress member says he's going to back the resolution. Well, that's one out of how many you need to get. Let's get on them phones and tell these congressmen, back the resolution. Better yet, make it into law. Members of Dixie A-Bait. There you are, man. A-Bait up into the fray. American bikers aim towards education met up with U.S. Congressman Bradley Byrne, or Byron or Byrne, whatever the hell his name is, out of Alabama. He's a Republican. Thursday at a local barbecue joint. He was there for a meet and greet. They were there to ask him why none of Alabama's members of Congress have jumped in to support the resolution. Quote, I'm already familiar with the resolution. We've talked about it in my office. I thought we'd already made the decision to co-sponsor it. Maybe with what's all going on, we haven't gotten down to the actual decision point, but we're certainly going to be in support of that. Everything that's going on is that Byrne is in the middle of a run for the U.S. Senate against 3 other Republicans, one of them who will eventually face off with Democrat Senator Doug Jones. Yeah, that dude's gone. Bye-bye, you jackass. Michael Stiber with the Dixie A-Bait has been pushing for an Alabama member of Congress to throw their support behind the resolution H.R. 255. You guys, get on your phone with the congressman. You want things to change? Get involved in the fight. Tell them to support House Resolution 255. Hopefully, they will start doing something in Congress that actually works for the people. This is really just to bring it into awareness. Right now, there are 45 states that have co-sponsors. Alabama is one of the states that does not have a co-sponsor yet. A-Bait says that riders are pulled over by police just for riding or wearing biker clothing, and law enforcement aren't the only people who profile them. Biker clothing, my ass, man. We're talking badges from clubs, put it in there. Anyway, maybe you walk into a restaurant, you might get some different service. One thing that I have to admit is, well, around here anyway, the small restaurants, small bars, they're pretty cool to clubs and bikers, man, because they know that brings in the money. They know it's not the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever you have be. It ain't that anymore. Bikers are, family people. Even the club members are family people. It's not like it used to be. So, yeah, you might get it in some hobunk town or something that you might get mistreated. But around here, that's not the case. You do have a lot of problems with motorcycle club colors not being put in. Motorcycle club colors, you're not allowed to go into a lot of bars because it's not the bar owners, it's the actual cities threatening the liquor commission, through the liquor commission. So they hold that liquor license over the bar owners and stuff. I remember that was tried to me in Wisconsin. I told them to go take a flying because I really liked having bikers and club members in there because they drank more than the local citizens did. And you know what? I'd had more problems with local citizens than I did any time with bikers. The resolution would not be law, so it just to get the word out about profiling. People come from all walks of life. Just because you ride a motorcycle or because of the clothes you wear, you just not be profiled for that. Bikers say that there have been such complaints of biker profiling in all 50 states. You got that right. According to the resolution, both Washington State and Maryland have passed anti-profiling legislation. In Washington State, training for police has cut biker profiling cases by 90%. 90%. Rock on. The dude only promised to sign on. The Biker Dad blog will keep you posted when it actually happens. So make sure you get over there and see Biker Dad, man. You know what? Chris is a real good guy. We actually had an interview with him on the show. So check him out, man. Check him out. Let's go to the article that's got everybody in Michigan confused. They all confused, man. And you know what? It's pretty funny, too. This out of, Mlive.com. I actually had a couple followers send me this in. I looked at it. I was like, damn, you even got a link to my website. What the hell? At least you could do is, reach out and, phone them, a brother or something. Man, if you want to know what's up, let me know. Blog claims Hell's Angels start chapter in mid-Michigan. Police are not so sure. What are they ever sure of? By Cole Walterman. Hey, Cole, man, you got answers to what's going on. Let us all know, man, because it don't seem like anybody there knows what's up, but we all know what's going on. Anyway, several blogs are claiming the California-based Hells Angel Motorcycle Club has recently set up a chapter in mid-Michigan. Well, that's where you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry to say that. You're wrong.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Oh, okay. Let me explain to you people out of Michigan. They set up a nomad chapter or charter. They use charters with the Hells Angels. They set up a nomad. That means that they don't have a clubhouse. What usually happens is, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but what usually happens is they'll go in, they'll set up, stay under the radar, won't have any clubhouses, try to build the strength, that type of deal, especially in a state like this. And so they don't have any charter per se as, one location. It's a nomad chapter. They go for, they're nomads. So maybe that'll help clear it up for you, Cole. On February 8th, the website gangsterreport.com reported the Hells Angels in January opened their first Michigan charter near Mount Pleasant in Isabella County. The charter reportedly dubbed the Hells Angels Michigan Nomads. Thus, the saying, nomads. The article, here, look at that. So they linked to my website, credited to Scott Bernstein, cites an announcement on the club's website as the source of the information. Well, they came out and said it. So did Sonny on his thing. A brief line on if he goes into the website, I'm not going to go www, whatever, states a new charter was established in Michigan in February. A map on the website shows a charter established 2020. The location shown on the map is closer to Lansing than Mount Pleasant. Blah, blah, blah. Well, they're not going to give you the exact location on where the Nomad chapter's coming out. Sorry, guys. The Rival Outlaws Motorcycle Club has 4 chapters in Michigan, specifically in Bay City, Grand Rapids, and 2 in Detroit, according to their website. Yeah, Detroit, man, it's hardcore up there. In Michigan, man, that's B&W territory up in there. Isabella County Sheriff Mike Main. Barney 5 on Thursday said he has read the report about the Hells Angels and has looked into its claims. I can tell you, we've seen nothing. Well, ain't that a surprise? Leo not being able to see anything. And you know what? I always found you guys to be busybodies. You never stop, always bugging a brother, but you never stop. So this is surprising. We've received no actual intelligence indicating such. Anything could happen, and we'll keep our eyes open and monitor the situation. When they're talking about no actual intelligence, that's telling you there hasn't been any rats or snitches out there telling them what's going on. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure they'll get something. Anyway, the same thing with the Mount Pleasant police. They echoed it. Mlive was unable to reach a Hells Angel representative or Bernstein. Bernstein, I think all it does is he goes around and he follows crime reports going. I think that's what Gangster Report is. They do reporting on the outfit, the whole 9 yards, clubs, gangs, everything. So I think he just is scouring the net. Then it goes in, and we all know about the 1948 and Berdino and all that BS. But anyway, it's a nomad charter. You're not going to have it nailed down to one specific area. So hopefully that educates, how can I say it, the MSM mainstream media. And you can guarantee those freaking little piglets are all over the place right now trying to find out where they're at. No actual intelligence. Yeah, you don't got a rat yet. That's what basically that means. Anyway, let's go to some really, really sad story right here. Really sad story. This one broke me right here. The body of the missing South Carolina girl, Faye Swetlik, was found. Police investigating as a homicide. This from Fox News, Stefan and Soares. Let's listen to Dana, man. Ain't she hot?
Of that missing little girl in South Carolina, it has come to a tragic end. Officials making the announcement just seconds ago.
Heavy hearts.
She's a beautiful little girl.
That we are announcing that we have found the body that the coroner has identified as Faye Marie Swetlik. We are now treating this case as a homicide. As this community has been working hard to find Faye and bring her home safely, we wanted you to know as soon as possible.
My God, man. You know what? Whoever did this, I hope they go medieval. I'm talking weeks upon weeks upon weeks of freaking medieval torture. I'm talking about, you know what? Do they pass out, wake them back up, bring them right to the brink, put them back up? This is, oh my God. You know, the 6-year-old girl who mysteriously vanished in front of her South Carolina home was discovered, and her death is being treated as a homicide. According, you know, you've seen the videos. My God, if you guys are over on motorcyclemadhouse.com or our other platforms, come check this out on YouTube. You know, such life in front of her, and some, you know, sick bastard did this. No arrest had been made, adding that there is no danger to the public. He did not say where the body was located or give a cause of death. Snellgrove also announced that during the investigation, the deceased male was located in the Churchill Heights neighborhood. He did not identify the man and did not say whether his death was related to Faye's disappearance. Investigators were last looking for the drivers of 2 unfamiliar vehicles seen in the Churchill Heights neighborhood. My God. And there's the pictures of the vehicles right there. It's a Chevy Trailblazer SUV and a sedan. What's wrong with people? Really? I know as a kid, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have a lot of this technology, and you didn't hear a lot about this kind of stuff. But now you hear it all over the place. You hear about how these kids are mistreated. You know, I'm glad about Guardians of the Children. I'm glad that we have BACA. I'm glad that, you know, we have a lot of these biker organizations out there helping kids, because God knows they need it, man. This, you know, and I don't know if it's worldwide. I can only speak to the United States. What the hell is going on with this country where our kids are put in this kind of jeopardy, man? You're going to harm a kid? What kind of sick bastard are you? For real, what kind of sick bastards are out there that allow this stuff? And, you know, this New York, this California stuff where they're releasing these people with no bond because it's the right thing to do. Yeah, Then they go back out and commit more crimes. You know, what happened to, you know, a kid was sacred, man. What happened to that? You know, I got grandkids, I got kids, and I just couldn't imagine what these parents of this girl's going through right now. Like I said, this one is, it's a kick in the nuts, man, and it should be for all you guys listening and watching over on YouTube. You really need to get the word out. You need to really make sure you're watching your kids, your grandkids, because nowadays, man, it's hard to trust anybody. It's not like the old neighborhoods where, you know, at least where I grew up, you would sit on the stoops, the neighbors would watch you, you get out of line, they whoop your ass, send you back to your parents, and then you get your ass whooped again. It's just not like that anymore. Neighborhoods ain't like that anymore. And it's a sad thing. So you can't even trust neighbors in this country anymore. Sad state of affairs. Now, as far as our first story is concerned, make sure you guys get on your representatives, man. Get that bill co-sponsored. Well, it's not a bill, it's a resolution, meaning it won't have any damn teeth. You know, you would think that hopefully they do pass the resolution and then you get it over to where it gets into a bill. Because if you got a 90% drop rate in the state of Washington, you know, that could be real good for the country as a whole. Texas, the epicenter, man. Them guys done going crazy down in Texas as far as profiling. You know, every time, you know what? You probably, you know, I'm sure anybody who's listening that's from Texas will tell you, man, they're probably taking pictures of you, enter you in the gang database. And we talked about that gang database the other day where the feds are actually pulling from that for the terrorist watch list. past. So it just seems every day more and more and more that our rights are being taken away from us. Our second story with the 81, yeah, it's a nomad chapter. It's not based in a city, and it's a charter. My fault. I should kick my own ass for that one. It's a nomad chapter. That's probably why you haven't heard anything, because they're keeping on the down low. And, we're just reporting on what usually happens. I know that that happened in southern Illinois, where it was a nomad chapter, and it was all under the table until it was built up. So, anyway, keep your thoughts and prayers for that little girl, man, and pass her story around. Real sad stuff. Anyway, don't forget to visit us on motorcyclemadhouse.com, or you can go straight to Spotify, iTunes, or any other major podcasting platforms. I do a couple short videos over on Instagram, so go over there and check that out, as well as Twitter. With that, I'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to check us out on Monday, full-length episode of Motorcycle Madhouse.